So this week I am starting on a Bedford MW piece of canvas. This is, some people call it a tonneau cover or a rear sheet. I am extremely lucky to have the original drawings that someone has sourced and so kindly sent over to me to say, look, this is it. It's all right me using these drawings. It's great, but we still have to convert them into what we're doing now, and also add the relevant shrinkage. Now, so this is what I've got. It's an original drawing actually provided by Vauxhall. You can probably see, there you go. And it gives me everything. It's brilliant. And I wish we could find more information like this to help create the things again like we did back. It even tells me in the little bits of information, it says, all edges to have a 3-inch layered of a treble thickness. And what it means by treble thickness is the fabric folds down, comes back up on itself and back in. So there's 3 layers of fabric to where all the eyelets go. It even then says to securely finished off with machine stitched 4 to 6 stitches per inch. So where you see some people go, oh, you've got a lot of stitches, like they're really, really narrow, that's because one of these drawings has told me how many stitches per inch to fit in. And sometimes it's about 4mm, but it depends on the needle size. There's a lot of things to depend on. So depending on the needle size that I use, depends on the thickness of the stitches, or the length of the stitches, you want to call it. It tells me the War Department specification, it tells me the rope specification, and it also tells me, for example, 2-ring brass 3/4 inch eyelets, ID, internal diameter, and things like this little detail. So brilliant. So come along on the journey of me creating this. Now, I have created one of these before a little while ago for a really good friend of ours, and he was brilliant, and I kept the information, and all I have to do now is sit along with this just add the new amount of shrinkage, because we have a percentage. So for example, for every yard we would add 1 inch for the fabric that we're using at the moment, but as and when the suppliers let me know, sometimes the shrinkage can go up or down depending on the manufacturing process. Luckily, touch some wood, it's been pretty much the same. So I'm going to go away now and rejig this into adding the relevant shrinkage, making note, and then I'll come back and we'll start the process of making some of the parts for it.
So straight into it, like the speed of lightning there. As you can tell, I've already spread it up. No one really wants to watch me all day, otherwise that would be a whole different programme. So here I am making the one of the components that makes up this rear tonneau cover, and these are the 8 little eyelet I suppose patches or bits. So I started by patterning them, and then this is me laying the fabric out. I did miss a step, unfortunately the camera didn't record. I really should learn to remember to set it to record. So these are the different panels. Started with the 2 outer panels, then the middle panel, get it all marked out and get it all lined out. Very lucky to have this lorry. One day I'm going to lose this and there's going to be a tank sat on the back of it. Third world problems, as they say. And then it's just a case of putting it all together, clipping it together. Bulldog clips are my best friend. Sadly, they end up all over the workshop, all these parts of them. And then it's throwing it through the sewing machine, which can be a little bit heavy at times, and making sure you keep that nice stitch level and line and straight. No one wants wavy seams. So the particular seam I'm doing here means you won't actually see the raw edges. In case of laying it out, folding up the other side, nice and easy, there we go. And then I start to mark the eyelets. Each side has different configuration of eyelets, and that's all to do with how it's folded and how it's used on the truck itself. Then I go back in terms to the patches that I made at the beginning or prepped at the beginning, and I'm just folding them all up, getting them ready to then put them through the sewing machine. And there we are, straight through the sewing machine. I wish I could work this quick, I really do. I'd be making millions. And then it's the eyelets. The hardest job of all, actually, I find. Sharp tools, but hey. I then get stuck, and my handy assistant was like, nope, I'm going to do that for you. So here comes my really poor cameras. That's what it looks like finished. And this is one of the last bits, is throwing it through Sydney. Fantastic machine, making sure all the bits that I wasn't sure about are reinforced, and then getting these 8 patches put on. So there's the sheet before the patches, and here we are putting the patches on. So there's 8, 4 on one side, 4 on another, but they're on only on, I think, the rear and right hand side from memory. Making sure I wipe off all the markings, having another cup of tea, and then it's a case of getting the last 4 popped in. Bish bash bosh. Love that sewing machine way too much. And then from there, once it's all marked and cleaned up, it's eyelets. Again, I think there's about 41 eyelets in total between what goes around the outside and everything. So quite a few. Getting it all marked, going around. So my handy assistant comes along again and he's helping me set those eyelets. Solid brass eyelets going through 3 layers of fabric. Obviously, it can be quite a bit tough, and I'm still in recovery. So, in a way, I still struggle quite a bit with hammering things like that. And then it's into the stencils. This is based on the actual specification given to us in the manual. And there you go, finished. What a beautiful finish. Thanks for the stencil side of Axioms. And then this is it finished. There you go. Wasn't happy with how I folded it, so I decided to refold it. Picky that I am. I didn't actually get a photo of it finished, laid out flat, but I can't wait for the owner to get that sent over to me once he's got it fitted, and he does plan to actually camo it, so it'll be interesting to see that too. Well, thanks for watching and see you next time.